Hey everyone, it's Krystallee here. So I want to talk about regretting decisions. And sometimes when we are within a career that means something, or we're heavily involved, or we have a lot of responsibilities, that requires us to make decisions. Small decisions and big decisions, very impactful decisions that will change everything, and even minor decisions. But every decision you make affects the outcome, impacts the outcome. And so maybe you're not very comfortable in general making decisions. Maybe you've made past decisions before that didn't work out so well. And we've all been down that path. I guarantee you, that's something I certainly can guarantee, that we have all been down that path of making decisions that didn't work out, or just didn't serve us at the time, or didn't give us what we were looking for. And then it starts keeping us in this safe mode, and we challenge ourselves. We get challenged by not being able to make decisions, not being able to execute on a timely manner, not being able to make the decisions based on our instinct, but rather we base it on maybe facts, which certainly I believe play a huge part in decision making. But I've met people, as well as my own self, I've met myself, where we overthink decisions because we're scared of making them, or maybe we don't have the right information, or maybe we've seen other people make similar decisions and they scare us. They make us afraid to pull the trigger and just do it. And we have to change the way we deal with decision making. And this isn't entirely easy, first of all, especially if you've been trapped in a state of having a hard time making decisions and executing them. You've stayed in this state for a really long time where you just second guess, and it's okay. You should ask the hard questions. You should weigh all the pros and cons. You should look for some underlying potential that may occur. But when this keeps you in a state of not being able to move forward, not being able to really execute, then it's going to compromise you moving forward with anything that you do. And decision making is such a crucial part of life, isn't it? Like, let's be honest, we have to make a decision about everything we do. I mean, even the smallest things, what to have for breakfast, or what to wear, or do I even show up for a live today, or how am I going to conduct myself? And then there's business decisions that need to be made, career-orientated decisions that needs to be made. And maybe that's taking a course or doing a task that will help implement further on your business. Maybe it is the smallest thing of, when to take a break from your work. These kinds of decisions are necessary, but because we have that critical factor and that conscious thinking, we interrupt what we believe is the right decision because of the state of thinking and overanalyzing. So then sometimes we can end up with the decision that didn't work out, but then changing our attitude to not label it the wrong decision or a bad decision or in that context, but rather a decision that I've learned from, a decision that you see what the outcomes were and you have made another decision to make a different choice. And knowing that you've learned something from making that decision will help you make a different decision that can get you even closer. I mean, how many times have you encountered one issue or one situation or one task that you're trying to move past or cross off, and you've had to attack it from multiple angles. You've had to take many positions to actually get what you want. And sometimes that requires multiple decisions. And as well, sometimes when things don't work out, it's not about failing, it's about finding another way. And that's, again, ties into perseverance as well, because you know that perhaps there's a different decision that can be made to give you a different outcome. And so we have to take these as, I guess, blessings in disguise, where we use them to learn from them. We learn and gain further knowledge. It's life experience. Let's be honest. It is true life experience. And make them for what they are. Just look back at them and reflect on them, and then make a different decision. But as well, look through things, weigh the pros and cons, look at the underlying information that maybe isn't apparent right now. Do a little bit of research. I mean, it does require a bit of legwork to make some decisions in life, let's be honest. So you have to go through these kinds of exercises to make the best decision that would suit you. And like I said, if it doesn't work out, it's not about failing. It's about getting back up and just picking up the pieces and moving forward. But I get that's not always easy. And I used to be held back in decision making for certain things. Some things I could execute really well because I was in a very high level position with other people under me. So they were reliant on me to make the best decision. There was so much people relying on me to ensure that the decision that was made gave us the best outcomes in a financial state, in an employment state, as well as feeling good and feeling confident in what we were doing. And so these decisions affected many people, and they had to be made with that instinct within. And learning to listen to your instincts is really important because they're almost like that invisible guide to guide you towards the answer or towards what you're looking for or closer to your goals and what you're trying to achieve. So really listening to that inner guide is really helpful. And, it's hard to do that because people worry and they're frustrated and they are fearful of what potentials may occur. They don't have the faith to just make the decision. And working at making that a stronger trait about you is something that takes practice and takes risk to make the decision and understand the risks involved, but be okay with it, knowing that you have your back. You can support yourself. You can pick yourself back up again. This will not paralyze you. This will not keep you in a state where you won't take action. It's just, again, flipping the way it affects you and your thinking. And we're just gonna go with the flow here, and that's something I'm working at doing, especially being an entrepreneur. Sometimes one thing doesn't work out always, and you have to find these little things that can help you work out what you're dealing with. And it's a lot of problem solving and a lot of perseverance as well, but knowing that I don't regret any decisions that I've made. Now, reflecting back on my life, I used to feel like I regret decisions, or I may regret making a decision, but I've changed that all because I wouldn't be here today if I didn't make any of those hard decisions. If I didn't choose to change my life entirely within my career and what I do, I took a leap of faith and I'm pursuing down that path because that's the path I want to go down. So sometimes when we can't make a decision, it's because we don't have clarity about what to decide on. And that's what I've worked with a lot of my clients doing too, is weighing all these things out, trying to find out why it affects them the way it does, and what that little bit of clarity can do for people to really make a decision that they know is best for themselves. But it's always that inner dialogue, that chatter that goes on in our mind, and our preconditioning to how we always know how to be. I mean, your mind is there to keep you safe. It is there to keep you away from danger and keep you away from things that are not typical in your day-to-day life. And so sometimes making these decisions, all these red flags go up because it's literally going through the catalog of your mind, trying to find any reason for you not to make this decision because of things that you've gone through or things that you've experienced or seen with other people. And it's just there as a warning, but you have the capabilities to bypass that warning and to take it into consideration and then make the best decision for yourself. Getting that clarity, knowing the outcomes that you want, the desire will all help you move towards making the best decision for you. And if it doesn't work out, try and try again. It's a great song, by the way, by Aaliyah. I love it. So I just want to reiterate, changing the idea of regretting a decision, changing the idea of regret, not living with the regret, because that regret can loom over you. It can really keep you in a state of being stuck. And then you start ruminating in all these thoughts that remind you of why you don't want to make the hard decision. But we need to change that through your subconscious programming and sometimes release some of the things, the past experiences, to allow new ones to enter in, to open up your mind, to open up new pathways and put you into the space where you can make decisions again because you used to once before, and to get you into more in a state where you can feel confident making those decisions, knowing that if it should not work out, you can bounce right back and make a different one and make a different one and keep moving that way. So I hope you're able to get some value out of that today. I'll see you soon.